Guys, let me face you down just a little bit. There we go. Uh, okay, guys. So I want to talk real quickly about something. I want to talk real quickly about something to do with the economy for a little bit. And I want. It's really not much I can say about the economy. Um, that hasn't already been said. Uh, there, there's a lot of stuff going on with banking crisis right now, though, because of all the stuff that's gone down. There's a lot of banks. If you got a problem if you got a problem going on with your bank at all, or something just looks fishy about your bank and it just doesn't look right, it's like you're looking at it and it looks like there's just like the funds are kind of getting kind of effed with or something like that, twisted. You might want to think about maybe finding another bank because the banks aren't looking good, and it's not because they've lost so much money in cars that they're not doing too good right now on just all fronts. I mean, credit cards, stuff like that, they can only write off so much write off, and then it finally starts getting really, really bad. There's been mass losses of houses here more recently, and everything else, and it's really hitting the banks really hard. And credit cards, like I said, and hot car loans and other kind of stuff, and personal loans. People are reneging on all the what they call reneging on all this stuff, and it's not really looking good. So if you got a bank right now that you're with that is not looking good, find one that does look good. Get out of whatever bad banking system you're with, because these banks are not looking good right now. They're falling apart. Uh, see, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, Jimmy Carter died, by the way, 100 years old, and Jimmy Jimmy was not, to what I could tell anyway, because see, Jimmy come in. Jimmy was kind of leaving as I was kind of being born. Jimmy was coming in, was kind of leaving as I was being born at that time. So Jimmy, uh, well, he wasn't the best president, to my understanding. But there's one thing Jimmy did, and that was he didn't raise the debt ceiling at all. Reagan's the one that raised the debt ceiling and done the trickle down economics. While Jimmy didn't do really nothing good, and he really didn't do nothing bad. He wasn't really a bad president, to my understanding, but he wasn't really a good president. Uh, some people said he was one of the worst presidents we ever had just because he didn't do anything. But I mean, when we talk about somebody who didn't do anything, let's just talk about Obama while we're at it too, because Obama really didn't do anything. Obama didn't do anything to hurt us, and he really didn't do anything to help us. So, um, I mean, he got certain things. I guess you consider whatever. He got his Obamacare pushed in, which is now biting everybody in the butt because of the insurance premiums. Um, but that's a later on after effect of what happened. There's other things he did, like Obama phones. Ended the war in Iraq. Well, yeah, he ended the war in Iraq. Um, he got that done. So he done some good things, I guess, a little bit. And you know, uh, he done some things that wasn't so good. But altogether, he was just there and he was talking, and he really nothing really got done. I mean, the economy in America and the world fixed itself. It's not like Obama had anything to do with it. I mean, he didn't help it. He didn't hurt it. He just was there. It was like, shut the hell up and do something for his 8 years, because that's all he's doing is like talking about himself. Hey, look at me, look at me, look at me, and all it was like, shut the hell up and just go to work and do something already. Don't you ever quit talking? Quit making speeches? That's all it was when he was in office. Uh, but he wasn't a terrible president, and at the same time, he wasn't a good president. Uh, but he wasn't exactly bad. But now, what we got? We've got a bad president. I mean, and we know Trump was a good president, and even though Trump had some things I did not like about him, like bump stock bans and some other type stuff, which bump stocks are really ridiculous anyway, because you just burn through ammunition so quickly, and you don't really get to practice and aim anything. It's just like it's ridiculous. And but there's other kind of things that he did that was controversial, like he fast tracked the vaccine through stuff like that, and it got pushed through for general public through him. So let's not forget that. I'm not talking good or bad about the vaccine. I'm not talking good or bad. So I should be safe. Um, but there's a lot of things he did that was controversial. Some things I guess you could say is good. Some things I guess you could say is not good. But he did a lot of good too, though, and he was definitely better than Obama. At least he did something anyway. And the country was looking good. Gas prices were lower. Uh, Companies started coming back to America. He got a lot of things straightened out. He got trade stuff changed with China. He got a lot of things done, and that's coming back again too. But I think a lot of people are going to get kind of complacent during this period of time too, because even though Trump is coming in office again, I think people are going to get very complacent to where they're going to be kind of feeling comfortable. Everything's going to be great. The world's going to be fine, and we're just going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And then while this is going on, everybody's going to be getting it. I mean, everybody's going to be just not doing anything. And as they're not prepping, and as they're not taking care of themselves, as they're not taking care of what kind of expenses they can be taking care of, upgrading vehicles, making their life a better life, taking care of credit card debt, and doing everything else. Well, there's a lot of things they could be doing, but they're not going to be doing. And they need to be doing these things, um, but they're not going to. I mean, it's just like whenever whenever the Helene hit, I was watching all these people trying to get, chainsaws, and everybody's trying to get some kind of chainsaw, and everybody's trying to get some kind of generator, gasoline, propane. They were trying to get all this stuff, and they were not prepared. And the truth of the matter is, if they're not prepared then, and it's just a matter of time before the next big thing happens. Right now we've got H1N5 bird flu looking like it's coming around. It's kind of like passing through animals, and then there's a lot of talk about it, which basically is just setting the stage for the next thing to happen. And people just looking at it, and they're like, yeah, yeah. We see what it is. Now, whether they'll be able to play the hokey pokey and turn themselves around on this one, I don't know. I mean, I think people are about tired of this crap, and that kind of stuff's just not going to work anymore. Not after they did what they did. But the only problem I got with what they did is if something really, really, really seriously ever comes through, then people aren't going to listen to those people. You know what I'm saying? Um, right now, we've got also, the new car market is like at 4% sales. The car market is at 4% sales of what they were before. They're not even doing hardly 4% of the sales they were doing in 2022. I think they said it was 2022. They're not even doing 4%. That 1.4 trillion dollars in credit card debt, I think they've said, if I remember straight now, don't quote me on this, I think they said that $800 million of that now, that 1.4 trillion, I believe they said that $800 million of that credit card debt is delinquent, and basically people are not paying that bill on $800 million. Um, I just seen a thing too that just said, said that hundreds of Big Lots just might be saved. Hopefully we get to save Big Lots. I hope we can. I don't want to see it go out like Kmart did, because I actually like Big Lots. I mean, there's certain things you can get at Big Lots. It's actually pretty good, pretty nice, like throw cushions and pillows and stuff like that. These things are really good to get down to Big Lots, man. They really are. And it looks like, thanks to my dog with his toenails, I might need some new ones. I mean, unfortunately, and I paid like I think I got these on sale at Big Lots actually for $10 or $11. But you can see how they got the threads out of them a little bit. I guess I just had to kind of go more like with a smooth side and one like that, so his toenails won't mess it up. But his toenails mess these up, and they've already been on here. I don't remember when I got this couch, maybe 6, 7 months ago, something like that. Maybe close to a year ago. I got this couch. Um, I'd have to look back on the videos, but anyway, and they don't really look so well. So it's about time to take these to do something with these things. I mean, but still, I think I paid like $10 a piece for them, and I got them at Big Lots. So I'm hoping that I really am hoping that maybe Big Lots can keep it together, and we can keep Big Lots in business. I really do hope that too. Uh, what was I going to say else too? I know that I know I told you about Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's been struggling and it's really hurting bad too. Of course, I really don't care if Pizza Hut hurts or not because the ridiculous price that Pizza Hut charges for a pizza, I can pretty much buy a whole lot more at Domino's. I can buy like what they call the three for like $6.99 a piece. Deal. I can get like two or three of those things, and a lot of food that lasts me two good solid meals compared to one meal of or maybe I can make 2 meals out of one pizza. But the one pizza down there is like 23, 24, $25. Boy, what are you doing? Uh, I'm talking about dog. But the thing about it is, I mean, the ridiculous price that they're charging down there at Domino's. I really don't care what happens to them. I mean, they're just being greedy. That's all they're doing. So whatever happens to them is what happens to them. If they lose their butt for being greedy, I don't care. There's plenty of other pizza places around. I mean, you got Little Caesars. That's just like pretty much down the street corner from every single one of the Domino's. It seems like, and those Little Caesars, hey, they're a lot cheaper. I mean, the bottom line is, I don't care what happens to Domino's because Domino's is just losing their butt. And that's okay by me because, when you start charging $25 for a large, $25 for a large pizza, you deserve what happens to you. That's just getting greedy. Um, it just is. I hate to say it, but it just is. I mean, like, let's say you were to get that same pizza that you would order from them for $25, you get that same pizza at Domino's for, uh, 16, $17. And the truth of the matter is, even then, a large pizza for 16 or $17 is just plumb ridiculous. I mean, they just got greedy. They got ridiculous. They got stupid. And if you look, and the same company that owns Domino's owns KFC, and they also own Taco Bell. And if you look at them, they've gotten either more expensive or they've got smaller portions. So, like I said, whatever happens to that company, no matter what they do, whatever happens to them, if they get their butt handed to them, I don't care. I mean, they're giving you less portions, everything else. I don't care what happens to them. Um, I'm not really particularly uh, caring what happens to some of the companies. Some of the companies I am. It's like that's just like Ford. That's like Ford. I mean, I've driven plenty of Fords. I've had plenty of Fords that have been good vehicles. I used to make videos of Fords. Oh man, I did make videos of Fords on my. Uh, uh, I used to make videos of Fords about my Taurus all the time, and the truth of the matter is, I don't care if Ford is pretty much hey going out of business. I really don't care because the bottom line is they've gotten greedy, they gotten stupid, they gotten greedy, and this is plumb ridiculous. Same way it is with Stellantis. Stellantis trying to charge the same price for a product that they would charge for a real expensive vehicle or a real expensive luxury vehicle, and I really don't care if they lose their butt. I really don't care. um, because of the fact that they have just gotten flat out and simple greedy. They have just gotten flat out and simple greedy. If you want to get greedy, that's fine. You go ahead and you get greedy. You do what you're going to do. That's fine by me. But when it comes down to it, don't come back to me. Don't come back to me and asking me to buy your product and everything else because I'm not going to buy it. Uh, but a lot of this stuff, like I said, it's just regurgitated bullcrap. I've gone over this stuff in the past. It's just a wait and see game. It's like we're really going to have to wait and see what happens when Trump gets in office. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens whenever everything falls apart. And you know, one thing about me compared to a lot of other guys, they get on and just regurgitate, just keep on with the same old information, so on and so forth. You know, the buy now, buy here, down here, buy now, pay later plans and stuff like that. And I pretty much go slower than that, and I do it for a reason. And the reason why I go slower is because I really am trying to find good information. And so, that being said, I'm going to move on kind of past the whole world's come to an end, SHTF, all hell's going to break loose. Because the bottom line is the Democrats right now, Biden and all them, they know they're going out of office. They know that this and that's going to happen. So they're trying to tear this country apart as much as possible and ruin this country as much as they can. And that's just the way it's going to be because that's what they're trying to do. Now, let me talk real quickly about something else real fast. And I want to talk about, let me talk about something else real fast. I want to talk about Kevin Trudeau and Canada. Now, it's not that we don't. They've been talking. Kevin O'Leary and them has been talking about possibly trying to basically figure out a way to start making Canada a part of America, making it the 51st state, bringing in 41 million people here to the basically making them United States citizens. Try to figure out how to make them part of the whole deal is part of the United States. They got so much precious resources, and they've talked about the precious resources Canada's got. You know, Canada does have some very plentiful precious resources, right? But one thing about Canada though is because of their green laws and stuff like that has really allowed Canada to really be very plentiful, let's say, very plentiful, very good, and very beautiful, and very rich in wildlife. And whenever, like what Kevin O'Leary was saying about all this and that with the precious resources, we'll go in there and we'll cut that up. We'll mess it up real bad. We'll mess up their forestry, and we won't plant things back. The United States are going in with their United States capitalism, and really just not give a crap about what we do to their landscape and their beautiful places up there in Canada. That's one negative to the United States coming in is that we will just we'll go in there and say, hey, we got a gold mine here because we got oil up there too, you know. And there's also other kind. I think there's some lithium, and they found some other kind of finite precious resources. It's ridiculous. It really is. But the United States basically needs to leave them alone. They don't need to become part of the United States. They need to stay up there where they're at. And it's not that we don't love our buddy Nate. If Nate wants to become an American citizen, come on down. You know, hey, he can come down here to North Carolina. I basically will help Nate personally find him a place, and he can go. We can go out here, and I'll find him a place out in the friggin' country that ain't nobody ever gonna find him. I'll take him up like to Hamptonville or something like that. And Nate will be good up in Hamptonville. Believe me, there's a whole lot of farmland and a whole lot of nothing for like 25 miles. Believe me, I know. I used to live up in that area. I can take him over to like Harmony and Union Grove, and there's big stretches of property. He can buy all that property, and he can knock himself out and just have a great time at just building a little Nate farm. You know, Canadian Prepper. We all love Canadian Prepper. We all love you guys up in Canada. But really, when it comes down to it, that would be detrimental to the Canadians. In all honesty, I mean, Canada's rotting. It is. It's a rotting hole. But the thing about Canada is they keep on voting left. It's just left, 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 left. And it's a place that's turning into being as bad as Portland, friggin' Oregon. I mean, if not worse than Portland, Oregon, which is one of the biggest hellhole cities in the entire United States. Is Portland, Oregon. That's overrun by Antifa and owned by Antifa. Okay? So really, that is a bad move. We do not need them here. Stay your butt up in Canada and, do what you're going to do up there. We love you. We do. You can come down and visit. If you want to come down here and become an American citizen, welcome. We know you can let individuals who decide to do that, hey. But you got to remember one thing, too, about Canada. A lot of the people that's in Canada right now, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, went to Canada. They went to Canada fleeing the Vietnam draft, and then a lot of other ones went to Canada being what they call a Trump refugee. Oh my goodness, that Trump, oh my God. And then all of a sudden they become this Trump refugee. So these left liberals and stuff like that, leftist liberals, socialists are up there in that area. And if they become annexed and become a part of the United States, that they somehow or another become a part of the United States, let's say they all turn into one great big state of Maine, then the bottom line is we've got other issues to where it's like they're going to bring their socialism and they're going to bring their leftist socialist ideology to the United States election system. And we need that out of our election system now. We've got too many of our own problems because of the United States leftist woke economy, woke stuff. We need them out. That Trump should have taught people something. They were saying he was sending them a clear message. Hey, this whole thing sending them a clear message. Hey, we're tired of this oppression. We're tired of being broke. We're tired of being poor. We're tired of not being able to feed the family. We're tired of not being able to pay the power bill. We're tired of foot to mouth, scrounging up pennies. That crap is gone. That crap ended whenever Obama left office, man. When Obama left office, Trump took office, that crap ended. That old poor eating beans and rice BS is out the door now. People are tired of it, and they're not going to go back to living like that. Whether they like it or not, they're not going to go back to living like that. Not by their standard anyway. So that's the thing. These people think they can do this and that and everything else, and we'll be happy. We won't be happy, and we've already proven that. Now, would they go back to that way because they don't have a choice? Because, let's say, they destroy the American dollar? Yeah. I mean, will they go back to that because of other kind of reasons? Yeah, they'll go back to that because they don't have a choice. Because they don't have credit cards, they don't have credit, they don't have money, they're not making the kind of money they used to. The money they make now doesn't go as far as it used to because of inflation, because of higher interest rates, higher cost of living, higher insurance, and a more pricey cars and everything. So all the money you get doesn't go as far as it used to, and what you do have, you can't afford to buy anything. And then they'll go to that because they don't have a choice. But basically, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. So here's the deal. Now let's go back over here and talk. Let me talk about one more subject real quick, then I'm gonna get off here. All right. So my next subject is I want to talk quickly about the United. I want to talk real quickly. Let's see about Elon Musk and X real quick, which has been a controversial subject. I tell you the truth, I think that people are kind of being fooled by Elon a lot. He's not necessarily a bad guy. He's not. But when it comes down to like freedom of speech, this and that, people thought he was going to do freedom of speech and everything. I am totally for freedom of speech. You know that. I got a BitChute channel. I've got everything else. As a matter of fact, I just posted a video on BitChute. If you've got my BitChute, then go over there and check it out. It's just a little small video. I think I posted a couple videos recently. You might want to go check them out. Pretty crazy stuff. And what else? Yeah. Anyway, Elon Musk, he's trying to basically limit freedom of speech again. He's trying to go back, not quite like the old Twitter, but he's starting to limit freedom of speech again. And the truth of the matter is, we are really having problems. You know what I'm saying? There was actually just a meme that was kind of kidding around. That was kind of kidding around about Elon Musk, and they actually took it off of Twitter, off of X. It was just a kidding meme. It didn't mean no harm. It was totally harmless, but they called it hate speech and put it off of the thing, and he decided to take it off. They decided to take it off. But the truth of the matter is, it was totally a harmless meme. Facebook, it's nothing but a cesspool, man. Facebook is just a total bunch of junk now. So really, when it comes down to it, the only thing we can do really, as far as having a free speech platforms, is to either mess with Telegram or Gab, Gab, or Telegram. And I'm wanting to actually set me up. I'm going to set me up a second Telegram. I've got one Telegram started, but I'm going to set me up a second Telegram to where I can kind of like bring everybody together, like people that's like on my friends list, my friends on Facebook. I can bring my YouTube people there together. I'm really wanting to try to make like a second one there, so I could like bring everybody kind of together, and just everybody can comment, say whatever they're going to say, and so on and so forth. And if you're watching my channel, you're either a like-minded person or you're not like-minded person, which I hope you are a like-minded person. So, and I'm wanting to set that up here soon to where I got a Telegram, and at the moment I have Facebook. I have shut down my Facebook. I have started my Facebook back up, and then just shut it back. Whatever. Right now I'm having kind of fun, just kind of relaxing, taking it easy a little bit with just doing some things with Facebook. But truth of the matter is, buddy, we need, guys, we need to get off of this thing to do with Facebook. We need to get off these social media websites. They don't like our interest. If they don't have our interest at heart, we need to get off of them. I mean, a lot of people have done switched over to Rumble from YouTube. The reason why I stick to YouTube is because I've already got a platform built on YouTube. If I could get everybody to actually go over to Rumble and take it seriously, then I would go switch over to Rumble, and I'd have a little bit more wiggle room, just a little bit more wider crack, but it wouldn't be near as wide a crack like I could on BitChute. BitChute, man, I'm pretty much, I'm talking about the wide crack, I'm looking at a wide open desert, and there's nothing in front of me, nothing that way, and there ain't nothing that way. I mean, just all around, all I see is nothing but blank, and I ain't got no restrictions, buddy. I can just let it have it. I mean, sure, I couldn't upload porn or anything, but I mean, just being not being ridiculous. But the truth of the matter is, I don't have to sit here and kind of watch underneath my collar so much over there. But could I ever get anybody to actually take it seriously, go over there and watch my videos and continuously watch my videos on a regular basis and find me in the new way? No, I mean, it's just not that big of a platform. Whenever I get too big of controversial videos that I can't post here, I post them there. So anyway, be good at it. I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm not gonna sit here and ramble on, talk a bunch of junk too much. I told you I'd try not to do that, and I want to keep it fresh and keep it alive. I want to, I actually am trying to make good content. And instead of talking, and like I've said before, instead of me sitting here rambling on and talking junk and sitting here, yada 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 yada, I just would rather not make a video and make good content when I do make a video than to make content that makes no sense and me regurgitate and say the exact same old information all the time. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you be good at it. You take it easy, and see you on the other side.